Tough and brutal interviewer, and as it happens, also passionate anti-litter campaigner, Jeremy Paxman branded Britain a nation of litter louts this week. He's calling for £1,000 on-the-spot fines. More than that, also 6 penalty points on your licence if you are a motorway litterer.
Yes,
and you get caught.
He's a patron of Clean Up Britain, and they are driving this campaign, calling for litter cams to be introduced on motorway slip roads and a website where the public can upload dashcam video evidence. Well, we can see the video evidence there. 45,000 bags of rubbish collected on the 230-mile M6 between 2020 and 2022.
So would you snitch on those who ditch? To debate this, we're joined by the founder of Clean Up Britain, John Reid, who says the country has become a squalid dump and it's time to start calling out and calling in the litter louts, alongside broadcaster Afua Hagan, who disagrees and says we shouldn't be snitching on each other. So, John, first of all, the case for the Snitches Charter.
Well, first of all, I reject that term, the snitch. It's not about being snitching. It's about being socially responsible. And unfortunately, in this country at the moment, we've not got enough socially responsible people. And what I'd say is, if you were going down the street, for instance, you saw somebody mugging or even putting a knife in someone's back, would you just walk on blithely, or would you bother actually getting onto the police and saying, by the way, I just saw somebody commit a criminal offence? And one of the things I need to say is, littering is a criminal offence. Many people don't know that. So it's not about snitching. I reject that terminology. It's about being socially responsible.
And all of the fine is 150 quid if you get a fixed notice. But if you go to court, you can have a fine of £2,500 if you're caught littering, can't you?
You can, but we still think that's not enough. I mean, the whole point about fining is that it has to be a deterrent for people, a disincentive for them doing it. And if I can just tell you, I mean, it's typical soft-touch Britain here. We need to get serious about this, and we need to send a very serious message to society that it's antisocial and not acceptable to behave in that way.
Are you talking about £1,000 on-the-spot fines specifically for those who throw rubbish out of their car window on a motorway, or all litterers?
Everything. Everyone, you get a £1,000 fine. But the thing is, I've got to say this, look, it's not a tax. We all have to pay taxes. It's a fine. If you're socially responsible, if you keep to the law, you don't need to worry about it. And can I just say, I can see you're a bit sceptical about the idea, or you think it's probably too much money. But let's look at Massachusetts, $10,000. Let's look at many US states, $5,000. Singapore, $10,000. And there was a gentleman in touch with me, I didn't know this until recently. In Canada, you can get a maximum fine of $1 million. So we need to get real in this country. It's one of the reasons why the country is looking so appallingly littered.
Susanna's sceptical.
No, I wasn't sceptical at all. I can't stand it when people litter. Afua, I'm sure you won't defend those who chuck rubbish out of their car windows or dropping it before they get to the bin, which I find remarkable. But from what John's saying, £1,000 would be a drop in the ocean compared to other countries' fines. Why are you against it?
I'm against the idea of uploading dashcam footage to a website. I'm against the idea of voyeurism in the name of littering. I'm against the idea of kind of making it a kind of nanny state. What we need is more social responsibility. And that's where I think John is correct, that if we have high fines, £1,000, perhaps points on your licence for drivers that throw litter out of their car windows. I mean, the same way that we catch people when they're speeding. We have cameras on highways, National Highway should also be able to catch people who are literally chucking rubbish out of their car windows as they're driving along.
So it's private citizens reporting it rather than the government filming it that you're objecting to?
Yes, I don't think we should be encouraging people to upload dashcam footage or encouraging passengers to film anything like that. But I think we need more personal responsibility. It's about creating more pride, actually, in Britain, so more people will think, actually, I shouldn't litter, I shouldn't throw things out of my car window, I can keep it in my car till I get home, I can use a bin. I think high fines and points on your licence can do the job without going down the route of voyeurism. I think $1 million in Canada is a bit excessive, but if we're looking at £1,000, if you're looking at 6 points on your licence, it's got to be an adequate deterrent for people.
Sounds like you're agreeing with him.
I agree with him to an extent, but I don't agree with the dashcam footage. I don't agree with filming people.
No.
I think we need more personal responsibility.
Do you know, John, in my area, one of the biggest problems is school kids.
Sure.
Chucking litter.
Of course.
And I'm not going to snitch on them.
Well, I say I don't...
And I don't think they should get a £1,000 fine.
Absolutely not. And what we should do is we should be speaking to children in school about why you should have more pride in your area. Whilst you're out in your school uniform, you shouldn't be listening.
Yeah,
That's what we need to be doing.
I agree. There needs to be more
young
education,
people.
but it's going to take time to do that. And at the moment, it's not working.
No.
It's absolutely not working. And there are too many socially irresponsible people at the moment. And you were talking about fines on roads and everything. Can I tell you, in fact, can I ask you, how many fines have National Highways, who run every single motorway in England, how many they've issued in the last year? I probably know the answer.
The thing which worries
Zero.
Zero. So in other words,
Yeah.
this is a crime that cannot be detected on motorways. They don't even have the power to do that.
Well, it's been decriminalised effectively, hasn't it?
It's
If people aren't getting fined for it,
They're
then
not getting fined.
and there's no penalty,
Yeah,
that
but
leads
if
to
we-
It's
45,000.
It's anarchy England. That's what we're living in terms of environmental law. So we need to be really firm with people. I agree, Afua, that we need to actually also educate people, but that's going to take time,
Yeah.
And it's clearly not working at the moment.
No. Well, you've got a big job on your hands
We
in Clean
certainly
Up
have.
Britain, haven't you? Because that's what you're tasked to do. Afua, thank you very much indeed. John, thank you very much indeed.